Okay. I'm a social psychologist by training, but I'm talking about the crisis communication. And I talk more about the evacuees, the returning of evacuees to their hometown in Fukushima. Oh. First, I'd like to talk about the radiation damage in Fukushima. This is a map of the northern part of Japan. This is Tokyo, and this is Fukushima. And this is the site. These areas are seriously contaminated by radioactive materials. And the more than 164,000 people have to evacuate from their hometown. But fortunately, it was no one who suffered from the radioactive materials. This is a result of the Fukushima Prefecture's examination. And the S is the number of people, and the H is the highest radiation received, and the A is average. As you know, we usually received the 2 or 3 millisievert per year from the space, from the soil. So the number is very small. And the Fukushima Prefecture gives the official statement that there's no one who suffered from the radiation exposure. This is the detail of this result. And the crisis communication, as the accident occurred, the Chief Cabinet Secretary, it was Mr. Edano at that time, made the broadcasting presentation. They stand before the TV camera every time. And we have the Nuclear Industrial Safety Agency, NISA. And NISA made the presentation. And also Ministry of Education made their presentation. And we also have the Nuclear Safety Commission. They made the presentation. And that the plant was the Tokyo Electric Company's, the TEPCO. TEPCO did their media presentation. But unfortunately, I don't know the detailed reason. About 2 months after the accident, that was April 25, our government banned to make independent presentation to TEPCO. They have to make a press presentation with government staffs. And the evacuation, the announcement of the evacuation instructions, the Prime Minister is the head of the Nuclear Emergency Response Headquarters. It was organized in the Cabinet Office. We have the law or code or manual for the nuclear accident. According to the manual, the Cabinet also organized the NERH, and they made the phone call to every municipalities, but it doesn't work because all the telephone system was broken down, and our police system has their own communication systems, but it doesn't work as well, neither. So the only tools the government can announce to the people is the media, TV and radios. and the information was not enough, or not the evacuees was suffered from the lack of the information. The cabinet office made a mail survey in the 3 years after the accident to the evacuee peoples. The 93.1% of the people around the site evacuated. But the 26% of people, only 25, one-fourth of people had no information about the evacuation at that time. And they asked the people the source of information of evacuation, and half of the people answered that was TV and radios, or community leaders, or family or neighbors. Very little people answered police gives the information, or TEPCO gives the information. The official organization didn't work. And in the period of the March 11th to April 30th, the most difficulties was the gasoline shortage. It was true. But second was the no information where to evacuate. And the third one is the mobile interruption. So, yes, they suffered from the life commodities, no water, no food, but they also suffer from the lack of information. And I skip this. And the Japanese government made the transferring information to overseas, mainly to the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, and WHO, World Health Organization. And the Japanese embassies made effort to spread information about Fukushima. And I moved to returning the hometown for the evacuees. This is the number of evacuees. As I said, about 165 people were evacuated. And at the time of May 2012. And the last year, the number of evacuees reduced 1/4. But that not means they come back to their home. They are not evacuated, but they spread all over Japan. Most of the evacuees did not come to the hometown. This is the population of Fukushima Prefecture. Before the accident, yes, Fukushima Prefecture is a rural area in Japan. As some professor presented, it is a tendency of all over the world. People want to live urban areas. So the population of Fukushima Prefecture was reducing before the accident. But after the accident, the reducing speed was accelerated. But surprisingly, this is a number of households in Fukushima Prefecture. Number of households is increasing after the accident. What does it mean? Again, Fukushima Prefecture is a rural area. 3 or 4 generations make one family. After the accident, family collapsed. They didn't live together. Younger generations, old generations, separately lives. Younger generations want to move to urban area. Only the older people return to their hometown. This is the Minamisoma city. It's near the NPP site. The number of population is decreasing, minus nearly 20%. But the population of aged over 65 increasing. And so the reason why the younger people want to return, one is the young parents worrying about their children. Child is very vulnerable to the radiation exposure. And again, younger generation enjoys new lifestyle at urban area. They don't want to come back. And again, TEPCO has a compensation to the evacuees. You may surprise 100 yen, about $900 per month per person. So evacuees have much compensation, much money. They can easily get new house in urban area. And no jobs, no job market, and no insufficient infrastructures, especially schools. Well, this is the Nara town. It's about 20 kilometers away from the site. The Nara town reopens the 2 primary schools very early time after the accident. More than half of the evacuees come back to Nara town. But the Tomioka town, next to Nara and next to the site, only 8% come back to the home. I visited with my undergraduate students last weekend this area, and the local people told us Tomioka has no schools, but Nara has schools. That makes a difference. And it's okay. I can speak my conclusion. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.